It's Brian with the Carolina Outdoorsman. Gotten a lot of questions about what you need in order to do some crabbing. I'm out here at Dick's Sporting Goods. Take a look and see what they got and show you guys what I like to use. There's a couple of different ways you can crab. You can use hand lines, you can use ring traps, square traps. So like here is the hand lining. That's actually a little kit. It's got 4 different hand lines. Here's a single one. And that would be something that you use to just put the chicken on the end of it, throw it out there, wait for a little bit, pull it in and net them. And then the other thing you need, some weights for the trap. I like to use the pyramid weights. Hey, how you doing? Excuse me. Hey, buddy. I like to use the pyramid weights or the egg weights. But here's the pyramid weights. And I like the 4 ounce. It seems to be enough weight to hold the trap down, especially if the current's strong. So that helps just keep the trap on the bottom so that the crabs can get into it. Is with your egg weights. All you do there is you just run a line through there's a hole that goes the whole way through it. You just run a line through that and tie it through the bottom, the middle of the trap. So we'll get those, and I'm gonna look around here and see if there's anything else that I don't need but need. Because there's always those things, right? The good thing about this time, it's in February, so the good thing about now is that prices are really low. Those ring traps that I bought online were only like $9 for the wire ring traps, which is really low. Normally they're 15 is a good price. I've seen them as high as 25 or 26. So now's a real good time to buy stuff if you can find it. Keep an eye out online for those, especially in January and February, for those prices to drop. If you're going to do hand lining, another thing you'll need is a net. But there's a couple different nets you can get. This is a small mesh net. The mesh size is really tight. These are nice for catching smaller things. You can actually catch shrimp with these. With the crabs, the only drawback to this is that the mesh really, it pulls up through the water really slow because the meshing creates resistance. A better option if you're hand lining would be a wide mesh, because it provides very little resistance to the water, so you can scoot through much faster. Get yourselves one of those. So it looks like we've got everything that we need, so let's go and check out here, and then I'll get home and show you how I rig these traps up. I'm Ryan, and this is Carolina Outdoorsman. I'm excited to share with you our first sponsor, because it involves a practice that I strongly believe in, an attitude of gratitude. Developing an attitude of gratitude contributes to physical, mental, and spiritual health and wellness. This 7-minute gratitude journal makes it simple to get my daily dose of pick-me-up and positivity, typically while I'm having my morning coffee. But beware, side effects of the practice includes, but are not limited to, improved mood, better sleep, higher self-esteem, stronger relationships. The 7-minute gratitude journal is your guide towards a happier, more fulfilled, grateful you. Pick up your 7-minute gratitude journal today. I have it linked in the description below for your convenience, and embark upon your journey to a more joyful life. All right, so we just got back from Dick's Sporting Goods. So I'm going to show you how I rig up my traps. I found this to work the best for me for a couple reasons, and I'll explain that as I go through. As you can see here, I got some wire mesh 2-ring traps. Ordered them beginning of February, and they were like $8 or $9 per trap, which is about half of what you would normally pay during the peak season. It comes with this really thin wire attached to the traps. I don't like that, so I typically take that off and replace it. And then I've got some 15-pound tarred twine that I like to use. And so this is about 18 inches. Okay, so again, so to do a slip knot, pull that through and make a loop. Put it through the loop 3 or 4 times. And then once you have that, cinch it tight. And then just pull it like so. You can do this 3 times, you can do this 4 times, just whatever your personal preference is. I prefer to do it 4 times, so I'll put 4 strings at every 90 degrees. Once you have your 4 lines, just bring those together. And make sure that it brings it up even. And then just tie a simple overhand knot with all 4 of the lines. All right, now the other thing I like to do is I like to put some sort of float on the line. And the reason I do that is when the trap goes down in the water and settles, if you don't have a float, but it's going to come down into the trap. What happens there is if a crab comes in here and is eating the chicken, which will be here, if I pull that line, he's gone. So if I have a float, this keeps the line up. It's enough buoyancy to keep the line up, but doesn't pull the trap up. Then if the crab comes in and is eaten, when I pull this, he's trapped. You can use a couple different things. A simple wine cork that I drilled a hole in. You can also use the noodles and just cut them. Doesn't need to be real thick, just a nice thin donut. So either of these will work fine. You could use a fishing bobber or anything else that has a little bit of flotation, a little bit of buoyancy to it. So then we want to attach our return line. And this is 3/8 inch thick. So what we do is we take this and we put that through our flotation. Take our 4 lines and then we make a loop here. We're just going to wrap this around. So then everything's tied off nice and tight. And then we just pull our cork down. And we've got our line. And then the final step is just to take one of these pyramid weights and you put the tip through the center of the ring trap, and then take 2 zip ties, put them through that hoop there and secure them, clipping off the excess. So when it's all put together, you have your line, your flotation, your weight, your strings are attached to the basket, and when you toss that out, it'll go down. The float will keep it up, keep the lines up off the out of the trap. The crabs crawl in. The chicken is put in. The chicken will be right beside the weight. So when the crabs come in and start eating, when you pull that trap up, they'll be trapped. You do want to pull it up rather quickly. That will keep them in there, keep them from escaping. So that's how I rig up my 2-ring crab traps. So if you found that useful, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, punch the notifications, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day.